Urinary tract infections are extremely common. Around 1 in 2 women and 1 in 20 men will get a UTI in their lifetime. Plus, once you've had one UT challenge, you're way more susceptible to another in the future. That's why you just need Just Thrive's UT123. This product can actually prevent UTIs while maintaining your urinary tract health. UT123 targets both immediate and long-term relief. We've all heard to drink cranberry juice for your urinary tract, but did you know that for the full effects, you need the whole cranberry? Not just juice, but the skin, flesh, and even the seeds. Well, UT123 uses superior ingredients that utilizes the whole fruit. This supplement truly is the full package. So if you're someone who struggles with the constant urge to urinate, a burning feeling when you pee, pelvic pain, or just want to be proactive in your urinary health, Just Thrive is for you. Just Thrive is so confident you'll love their product that there is a 100% money-back guarantee on every purchase made through justthrivehealth.com. And for a limited time, you can save 20% off site-wide at justthrivehealth.com with promo code SEXWithEmily. That's justthrivehealth.com and use code SEXWithEmily for 20% off your order. You're going to love it. Listen, alcohol is just out in 2024. There is a rising trend of going alcohol-free or being sober curious, and alcohol, the truth is, it's just bad for you and can famously impair your sex life. So if you're looking for another way to unwind, relax, or just have fun, I cannot recommend Via's THC gummies enough. Via has gummies for every occasion. Whether it's to improve your sleep, I love their sleep gummies. I take them everywhere. Your mood or your focus. They even have an aphrodisiac gummy called High Love to boost my arousal levels. High Love has a unique blend of cannabinoids and aphrodisiac exotic herbs that are known for their libido enhancing effects. So I've been using Via for a while now, and I absolutely love them. They're a super trusted company. They use premium hemp, natural ingredients, and they're known for their premium indoor THCA flower. All their products are made here in the US. They got quick and discreet shipping to all 50 states, so you can all enjoy them, not to worry. And also super affordable. So head over to viahemp.com and use code Emily at checkout to save 15% off your order. That's VIAHEMP.com. Use code Emily at checkout for 15% off your order and let me know what you think.
Have you guys heard my news? I have a new sex gig. I'm not a porn star. It's better. I just launched my new premium skincare brand called Emily and Tony. These products are tried and true to help spice up your sex life, which is what I'm all about. I'm talking about massage oil candles that are 1 part candle, 1 part body oil, and check out these flavors. They come in delicious scents like creme de vanilla, cocoa, and fougere. And they're hydrating, and they leave your skin feeling super luxurious. We even have a product for the guys called Down Under Comfort that helps keep their balls smelling fresh and clean and dry all day, which is exactly what you want, right? So guys, if you take care of your balls, your partner will take care of you. So help us keep this podcast free. Use code Emily to get 20% off your first purchase at emilyandtony.com. Trust me, you'll love them, and you're welcome.
Look into his eyes. They're the eyes of a man obsessed by sex. Eyes that mock our sacred institutions. Bedroom eyes, they call them in a bygone day.
Hey, Emily, you got a boyfriend? Because my man E here, he just got his heart broken. He thinks you're kind of cute.
A girl's got to have her standards. Oh, my.
Do women know about shrinkage?
Isn't it common knowledge?
What do you mean, like laundry? It shrinks?
Can we not talk about sex so much?
Are you kidding me?
Oh, my God, it feels so good.
Being bad feels pretty good. But you know, Emily's not the kind of girl you just play with.
You're listening to Sex with Emily. We're talking about sex, relationships, and everything in between. For more information, go to sexwithemily.com, where you can listen to all of our podcasts. You can also go right to iTunes and subscribe, which is so damn easy because then you'll never miss one of our shows again, ever, because we're doing more and more shows now, 2 to 3 new shows a week. And as you know, these shows change your life and change your relationship. You should also sign up for our mailing list. Go to sexwithemily.com. You know, I am not just making you great podcasts every week. I also have an amazing website. And I don't want to toot my own horn, but we could give you blog posts every day that are really informative. It's all free. We've got videos. We've got blogs. We've just got interesting things going there, and I think you'll like it. Not only that, if you sign up for the mailing list, which you should, I will not spam you. I will not tell your name, but I will send you tips. First of all, when you sign up, instantly, you get the 5 biggest mistakes you're making in bed. You can choose if you're a man or a woman. And you know what? I know we all like to think we're perfect Adonises in bed or goddesses in bed, but we've all tend to make a mistake here and there. So that might help you as well. And then I'll just send you a little letter every now and then, a little email
with some tips on it for better relationships and sex, and maybe some discounts for your favorite stuff. Hey, Anderson, great to be here with you tonight.
Good, great to be here with you, Sex.
This is a really big night.
It's like literally big.
Like literally big?
He's big.
He's big?
I was in the bathroom with him.
Oh my God, you were? I love that you did some reconnaissance. Okay, so here's what's going on, everyone. This is a first for Sex with Emily. I've probably done about 2,000 shows. And so I've just started Tinder. Have y'all heard Tinder? It's a popular app sweeping the nation. It's kind of started like Grindr was the gay app. And everyone thought you meet people by geography and they're like, oh, that'll never work. Everyone hooks up. So Tinder is an app you download for your smartphone. They are not my sponsor. Anderson wanted me to make that clear. Just my friend. I was in New York a few weeks ago. She's like, you're not on Tinder. And so all you do is you put in it's very simple, which is why I think people like it. You put in your age range that you're looking for. You put in if you're looking for men or women, and you look at how far away you want them to be. I don't want them to be anywhere I only want to be 8 miles away or less. So pictures show up. And then I put up a profile. I put up 4 pictures and a little bit about me.
You're a little nervous right now.
I am?
You're a little bit nervous.
I'm talking because I have a private. Okay, so the part to the chase is I did Tinder. And I met this guy, and so you have a match. If you so you see all these pictures come up, right, Anderson?
I've never done Tinder because I'm married, and it sucks.
Right.
Well, it doesn't suck that I'm married, but it sucks this technology was not around 10 years ago.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun because I'm really busy. I don't have a lot of time to date. And it's kind of a game. So you just swipe, you basically look at the pictures. If you like them.
Is it like buying a car, though? Can you put in, what kind of, size?
No, you can't put in, how tall and how much money. No, it's not like anything like Match or those sites, which are also great. But it's just, you just literally put in age range and geographical proximity to you. And you don't put ethnicity, you don't put height. And then, so what happens is if you have an X and a heart. If you like someone, you press a heart. Now, if they like you, eventually, let's say they're swiping through and they like you, then it says you've got a match. And then it puts it in the right, then you can message each other. But if you like someone and they don't like you, or if you're not matched, that means they didn't like you. It doesn't matter. So I had this guy that I liked and he liked me. We had a match. And he was funny. We just started messaging and I said, I do this show every night. And I said, I didn't tell him, I don't know anything about him. But just to make this clear is that he said to me, I recognize your picture. I knew it was familiar. He had worked briefly. I did a reality show a few years ago on Bravo. He briefly worked at the production company and he recognized my picture from that. So he knows it was called Misadvised on Bravo. So he knows that about me. But I know nothing about him. All I know is his name is Chad. And so I said, uh-oh, when he said that. And he was funny. I love funny. And we were texting. He said, well, can you get together Monday, Tuesday? I said, I'm doing a show, which is kind of all I do.
Yeah.
And he said, what do I have to come on? We have to have a date on the show? And I thought to myself, that's a friggin' great idea. I've never had a date or a blind date on the Sex with Emily show.
So let's do this. This is
so
a deaf
I've
date,
never
right?
seen him. He's hidden in the room. Anderson's seen him, gave him a thumbs up.
I did. He's a good guy, but he might have just been putting on. I'm kind of like
right.
the father.
He's trying to impress you,
right?
So I am a little nervous. I guess I've never done a date with anyone. On television, but this is real. Well,
now, all curtains
we've
down.
got some wine here too.
Yeah, you're drinking. There's candles. There's actual your candles are lit in there. It smells fantastic.
Emily and Tony candles, which smell. Have you ever smelled all of them, 3 of them together?
Just now when I lit all 3 of them for you.
People don't realize that they all smell amazing together.
And they make your person smell pretty good too. I used it on my wife over the weekend.
You did?
Because she was having lots of pain in her back, and I'm like, all right, let's light this thing up, and gave her a little rub down.
It smells.
You know
amazing.
what it was? Her butt was hurting. She would kill me. Her butt, because she went horseback riding for the first time in a long time, and her butt was really sore from the horseback riding.
Right above her butt, to the lower back butt.
Yeah, her haunches.
Right.
So I gave her a little massage. Then the next morning, I woke up and she always smells lovely, but she smelled fantastic.
See?
The following day, yeah. So
what kind was? Do you remember what you used? Cocoa,
whatever
vanilla?
you gave me. There's no.
So they all
label
smell
on it.
amazing. They're not sticky, waxy, hot. It's massage. It's warm. Burner. It's like warm
Are you
coconut
going to rub
oil.
some on your day?
Well,
okay.
here's the thing. Right now, I use them at my house's atmosphere all the time. But if you want to give someone a massage, I feel like everyone needs this goddamn candle. Maybe who knows what could happen in here, Anderson.
We'll
maybe
see.
I'll be giving
We're
a
gonna
massage in
find
10 minutes.
And the next half hour,
or maybe I'll be
minutes.
coming up with an excuse to end the show because I'm not attracted to him.
You know what? Before he gets in here, give me a signal. Or we should come up with a safe word for
A
things
safe
aren't
word.
going well and you want me to end the interview somehow.
How about, looks like we got to go.
That's not a very clever one.
How about, so
This
tell
red
me about
wine
yourself, Anderson.
This red wine is very dry. All right, and if it's going good, the red wine
This is
tastes
good red
sweet.
wine. Lauren, my assistant, just picked this up. I'm like, get the wine.
All right, so a comment, good or bad about it. If the wine, if the date's not going good, you talk about how you don't like the wine much. If it's going good, you talk
No,
about
I'm
how
probably
great
going to
the wine
mess it up and say it's really good. Okay, so if it's bad wine.
If it's a bad date, it's bad wine. If it's a good date, it's
Oh,
good
this is
wine.
easy. This
Simple.
is easy. I'm
Yeah.
nervous. Okay.
You're very nervous right now. Now, you said to me last night, now on Tinder, you see pictures, right? Last night you said, I saw a picture of him, so I kind of have seen him now. But you already saw the picture on Tinder.
I saw a picture on
Did
Tinder.
he send
but
you another picture?
No. Just on Tinder. I just saw like 4 pictures on Tinder.
Oh, how many pictures can you put up there on the Tinder?
Like 6.
Okay. It's hard for
and
some
that's
people to
I know
find
nothing about him, but he knows Sex with Emily because
good
he's.
pictures.
Yeah, it is hard to find.
For some people, yeah.
So that's all I know, and then I don't remember what he wrote in his profile. I just liked him because I thought he was cute.
Should we bring this dude in?
Yeah.
You are really nervous.
I just have never had a date on the air.
No lies at all. Emily's more frazzled than she normally is.
I'm normally really frazzled, but right now I'm good. I can handle this, and we're doing a show. It's not like you guys aren't going to learn anything about sex and dating on the show.
How I could tell you're nervous is you never pop the microphones, and you were popping them.
I am popping?
Yeah, you're a little poppy.
Can you change that in post?
No, I won't.
You're just going to make me pop?
I want the listener to know.
Why would I be popping more?
Because you're nervous and you're like
I'm
closer.
not
You're getting close to that
nervous.
big mic, black mic. All right, let's get him in.
Oh my God, Anderson! You promised you said he was cute.
I can't tell if a guy's cute. I can't tell, but he's cool.
Would you stick him into the front of the television to watch sports?
I'm like, here, dude. There's a NBC
Did he
Sports
like
is
sports?
around the corner. I have no idea.
I'm not so into a guy who loves sports, but if he likes sports, that's okay.
All
but
right,
if he's
well,
like
that's a good
obsessed with
sign then,
sports,
because when I went to check on him, he wasn't looking at the sports. He was looking at the phone.
well,
Yeah.
then he's obsessed with his phone. That's bad too.
Is that him?
Hi, Chad. I know. I set a special atmosphere for you. My date has arrived. Hi, Chad.
Hello, how are you?
Hi. I think so. We're gonna hug.
We should definitely.
Right?
Hey, how are you?
Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
All
So
right.
nice to meet you. Have a seat there, Lauren, and we got some wine for you.
Do people usually hug on the first date?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not hug on the first? Why not hug on the first date?
Anderson's
far, so
married,
good.
so I don't know what he does now.
You already know he's married?
I saw the ring on the finger. He told me all
He's
about
married.
It.
He likes to talk about he's married, which is kind of.
I
He
know.
doesn't share enough. Although you did just
Tinderless.
share that you gave her a butt massage last night,
It's
which I
true.
appreciate.
Put it this way: I know more about Anderson than I know about you now.
What? Really?
Yeah, I know. I know where he lives. I know where he used to live. I know where he grew up.
Okay, but I did just let people know that. Okay, so I filled in
Cheers,
my
bud.
audience. Cheers. Oh, so nice to meet you.
I know. I've my manners.
Hello, welcome.
Yeah,
welcome
yeah.
to the
You did
Sex
that
with Emma
look in
show.
the. She did the look in the eyes thing with the cheers.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
I know.
And I'm still looking at you.
That's a thing. Like with dating, girls do that. They're like, look in the eyes.
Oh, I don't do that. That's annoying.
I know.
I'm not annoying like that. I wouldn't be like, look in the eyes, do this, do that. But I did it naturally.
You did.
I'm just a natural like that.
But I think you were waiting to see if I was going to look back.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't waiting to see. Okay, so this is what I said, Chad, is that you say you know more about Anderson, but I got to be honest, before you came in here, I had to explain to my audience that I've done 2,000 shows. I've never had a date on the show. And I explained to them about Tinder if they don't know, which they've been living on a rock maybe, or they're married. But everyone's kind of doing Tinder. And I just started recently, and I said that you messaged me. We mutually liked each other.
Right.
And then you said that my picture looked familiar because you kind of knew me from Misadvised, this television show that I did. But
yeah, it took a second for me to put it together. I'm like, she looks familiar. And then I was like, oh, wait, she was on the show, and I knew about the show because of work. And
right. So, okay. But so you could have Googled me, but I don't even know your I literally don't know your last name. I know nothing about you.
Yeah.
So, but
tell you
that's
the
all we
last
know.
name
But you
later.
probably didn't Google me much or anything.
No,
No,
I didn't.
I don't
Absolutely
know.
not. No, because I remember you from the show. I remember I liked you when you were on the show, and I was at the premiere party for the show.
Okay.
And I was like, she's smoking hot. But you were too busy being.
that's nice.
You were too busy being sort of a celebrity at the moment.
Yeah,
'cause
that
it
was my
like
5 minutes of fame.
Your show was launching, and I'm like, oh, she would never notice a guy like me.
Aw, and look, I noticed you in Tinder. That's why Tinder is great.
Exactly.
So, how many Tinder dates do you have this week?
None.
Come on.
No, none. I'm not like a big Tinder dater. No.
No?
No, I've
That's
only
what they
done.
all say.
No, well, first
Just
of all, I think we got to be honest that the fact that there was some sort of connection through work made it a little bit easier to do this.
Because I wasn't because Anderson, when I told him I was going to do this, he's like, we should get a security guard in. I'm like, no, there's sort of a connection, although I don't know him. Right, Anderson?
Yeah.
There was some legitimacy to it all. It
feels like a plug, but it's not. Let me just tell the listeners, this is not a plug for Tinder at all.
I know Anderson was really upset. I should have gotten him sponsored the show before.
Or just called him Binder or something. I don't think we should be giving them free plugs.
He's so uptight. Whatever, I'll have him try.
I'm uptight, but listen,
I'll have him sponsored before we release it, and I'll give you a percentage.
We can talk about other dating sites like Grouper and OkCupid.
Yeah, well, we were going to because I've never dated online before.
I got a quick question, guys.
Go.
Quick question. So on Tinder, you're swiping through, you're just looking at randoms, and then somebody's got to like somebody first, right? And then somebody's got to like somebody back.
Exactly.
Where to begin?
But you don't know who went first.
We don't know who went first.
Oh, you guys don't know?
No. But if I like someone and then you instantly like them, then you know that they liked you. It could have been 5 minutes ago. It could have been 10 minutes ago. Or I could like someone and then the next day.
So you could have a bunch of likes. Both of you guys could have a bunch of likes, but you have no idea, and they're just floating out there waiting to be liked.
There could be likes like beckoning, screaming in the distance, waiting for me to like them back, or vice versa.
Hot commodities waiting.
Exactly. But here we are. So you haven't. Have you done? So Tinder's new to you. What made you go on Tinder?
It's not that it's new. I mean, I've been again. You know so little about me, but
I know nothing.
I know. So no, I've been out there. I date in the real world, and I sort of like the whole adventure of all of it, and I don't cut off my nose to spite my face.
Right.
I try it all. I can meet someone at a bar. I can meet someone through work, and I'm like, why not cast the net wider and meet people online? And it seems much more acceptable now to do that. Yeah, it's not like the onus that was on it way back when.
Oh, totally.
It's like, when you go to a dating guru and they have to help like a matchmaker.
Right, exactly. There was such a stigma. I feel like it's sort of like how people used to not talk about their therapists, and now everyone's like, oh, I was in therapy last week. I feel like with online dating, everyone's like, oh, yeah, I was on this site, that site. And it's almost like, I think they say like 3 out of every 5 people met online, but maybe it's the dating sites releasing those stats.
Yeah.
But it makes sense.
It's a weird culture because, from people I've spoken to about it, apparently really like things like OkCupid, their job is really to keep you single.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
because that's how they make their money.
Oh, right.
Yes, they have their success stories, obviously, but someone was explaining it like the business model is really because what happens you find is like you go on all these dates like on OkCupid or Group or whatever, and they're fun. I mean, it's like these social experiments, but you don't really meet. I mean, yes, it happens, but on the the majority don't meet that person.
Right.
And
but why though? Why on OkCupid, for example, or why on but like you're saying all sites or just that site?
I think it's dating sites in general.
Okay.
Because again, they make their money off memberships and subscriptions.
Yeah, but don't they all have these like money back if you don't find your mate?
I don't know. I don't.
Okay.
I've never done paid date sites.
Okay.
I feel like there's. I think when you're paying to be on a dating site, there is an inherent expectation right away because you're paying to be there, so you're expecting something. And again, God, it's so funny because you're going to learn so much about me.
This is the point.
I
Hello,
know,
it's our date.
But it's going to explain so much, I guess, about like what I used to be looking for, what I'm looking for now, but
I want to know everything.
Yeah. But the point being, I feel like there's a vibe when you go on online dating, especially where there are people who are really on a mission to meet the one.
Right.
And it really it shines through like the sun, basically. It's so.
Is it because you're talking about women, for example,
and men too?
Okay, so is it because what they say in their profile, like I don't know,
I'm looking for the one, or don't, and
that just made me throw my mouth a little bit. Sorry.
Look, and I'm a romantic to a degree. I do believe.
No, just because you shouldn't say it. Okay, go ahead.
It's sort of like an act of desperation almost,
right?
And it's hard because, I mean, I get it. You really want to meet someone, and there are people, men and women, who, and again, it's not just women; it's men too, who have a hard time just breaking through and figuring it all out, and then it just gets to that desperation point, and it's like that. Are you my husband?
Right.
Are you my wife?
Right.
And things like, for me, and this is my personal opinion, of course, like things like JDate or Match.com, I think it's built for a certain kind of person.
True. There's different profiles for like every kind of site. I think like Plenty of Fish just for certain people, and people. Everyone I tell them on Tinder, they're like, that's a hookup site.
I don't know. I mean, I have a good friend who I think is going to marry a guy she met on Tinder.
See, this is what I'm saying. I think it could be like, okay, so I don't want to call out Lauren, my 22-year-old assistant, but I'm going to. Is that she?
What up, Lauren?
Is that she? Okay, she just moved here from LA, And she moved from San Francisco.
No pictures, Lauren.
Yeah, not of him, but of me. For me on the date, so we can show the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we're keeping you incognito.
Please.
I'm on a date and drinking wine during the show. Okay, so she was showing me some profiles, some guys, and I get it. Like, she just moved here. He was like a bodybuilder. He was
no shirt.
No shirt.
Yeah.
Like, all pictures were no shirt. And she said to me, she's like, what do you think? I'm like, yeah, like maybe you want to hook up with him tonight. She's like, but it's weird. He's not asking anything about me. I'm like, okay. So he's already showing you that he's going to be he's more interested in himself than you. He wants to get his body, but go out and fuck with him tonight. Like, I don't care if you have sex with him. So I think for some people,
it just depends.
Not saying Lauren's like that, but there are certain people. Yeah, it depends what you're looking for. It's
really
not like
depends.
It's not like if I went out with someone on Tinder, it's like he's expecting to hook up with me. I don't. It depends
it's
on
all
your
out
dialogue.
there. I think
exactly.
every variation's out there. You know, I have a thing that I've been
unless you thought that I was going to hook up with you tonight, and then
no, I wasn't thinking.
I'm not
that.
saying I wouldn't.
All right, well, hopefully we'll see what happens.
Really? What about it? Okay.
What Anderson doesn't approve.
So the sites hooking up, yeah. So
the point I was going to make the quick point about like women who talk about, especially on like OkCupid, it's. You know, if you're looking for that one night stand, keep walking.
Right.
But meanwhile, their photo is like, them sultry with their boobs out. And I don't want to take the line of like, oh, they're looking for it. But I think it's how you present yourself. And I think if you present a picture of yourself with, you know, laying on your bed with in your lingerie and saying, I'm not looking for fun.
Exactly. It's a little contradictory.
Exactly. And I think you can be beautiful in any number of ways. Like, I think there's nothing sexier than a woman in T-shirt and jeans.
Right. Totally.
So,
I agree with you. So the guy without the shirt on, I'm just like, okay, you're just there to hook up. Or the girl. But I do have a picture of me. My first pictures you saw is kind of, I'm lying on a couch.
It's hot, though. That's a hot picture.
I know, but like maybe I shouldn't have that.
It's better than the red carpet shot you got.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But I didn't know. I'm like, should I? Because then, like, I just was reading about, like, online dating tips.
Yeah, she's got a red carpet shot on there.
Is that lame?
Yeah.
Wait, what is a red
should I take it
carpet
off?
shot?
It's like a...
She's got to step and repeat behind her. It's like, I'm in show
so
business.
Lame. No, that's so lame. I'm taking it off now. I seriously am so embarrassed. I don't even look at it.
I'm in show business.
No, can I just tell you that I don't even pay attention to this. Now I'm taking it off.
What's the one on the couch? What's going
on
there?
That's hot.
I'm lying on the couch. I was with my
opener.
friends in Napa, and I mean not in Napa, in Palm Springs, and I'm lying on a couch and my foot's up, and I guess it's.
She's got it's a hot opener. It's a good opening shot.
I hate that the separate. I thought I took that down.
No,
because Facebook grabs your photos. I don't spend a lot of time on it, to be honest.
All right.
Like,
I don't.
See, now I'm so embarrassed. But that brings me to a point that I was going to make about online dating. Mm-hmm. Is they say these are some tips, Rebel. The last picture you should post should be your interesting picture. So now that someone finds you as like good looking, they need something to help start a conversation.
Interesting.
Yeah. So these are just tips that people say. Have to start, set yourself apart. Have a bold intro, outro, whatever. I didn't even write anything.
My friend told me that there's a guy that has it down to a science where he knows how to message a girl to get a response.
Oh, I know these guys. There's like a certain...
I think it's just cocky confidence, and I think women tend to like someone who just has that sort of confidence.
Like if a guy says, hey, like your picture, hi, hi, how's your day? I don't even answer them because I'm already bored. I already fell asleep on the date. I just projected and I was sleeping. So,
but see, what's worse is like women who post, don't message me and say, hey. It's like anytime you try to dictate something, you're set up for failure.
Exactly. I'm just thinking it. So if they do it, I'm not going to answer.
And that's all it should be. It's like, it's my flower rule. Like if you're in a relationship, I think at the onset, you should say, you know what, I really like when I get flowers once in a while. At that point, it's up to the guy. And if you have to keep reminding him,
exactly,
game over.
People do not pay attention to the cues. And a lot of men and a lot of women don't. But I'm glad that you brought that up because...
Why? Did I just get Anderson in trouble?
No. But it's really funny because, okay, I'm just going to tell you right now that I love receiving flowers.
All right, good to know.
And sending flowers online kind of sucks because a lot of time people send flowers and they're really, really bad. They've been burned. Like you put in the money and then this chick you're dating gets like really ugly flowers. Mm-hmm. So we've all been burned. Like you spend like $19.99 and somehow it becomes $74.50. And what shows up isn't what you ordered. I can tell you that's why the geniuses at thebooks.com, THEBOUQS.com launched a whole new way to send flowers. That's THEBOUQS. Because they took bouquets and they simplified them. So the Books sends flowers straight from sustainable farms located on an active volcano in South America.
What's that part?
Dude, I don't know. It's like people who care about this. I know, like maybe they blow up when they get there or something. But it's true. Seriously. It's, that's real. Volcano flowers. So it's kind of a little twist to it. And they charge a flat rate of only $40
with flat delivery, so your loved one gets beautiful flowers, you save cash, and you don't have to worry they're going to get wilty flowers. So for a limited time, the Books is offering 20% off with promo code Emily. So go to thebooks.com. That's THEBOUQS.com. Click on the shop button at the top of the page. Send me a book. Don't forget, order today with promo code Emily to get 20% off flowers from a freaking goddamn volcano.
Active volcano.
Now, here's the deal. Active volcano. So here's the deal, though, is that it's true. So we're talking about at the beginning of a relationship. If someone has to tell you something a few times, I hear this all the time from listeners. Like, I've told them, like,
Right.
just come in the door, like, ask me how my day was. Please pay attention to our anniversary. Valentine's Day is important to me. And like a lot of men and women, equal opportunity, don't listen.
Absolutely. I think, it's unfortunately, people go into these things. You sort of have to accept at the onset, you really can't change somebody unless they want to change.
Exactly.
And that's just the truth. Like, trust me, I know more than anyone, that, and I don't say that in a bad way, but I think you have to just, people just so feel they can change somebody, and it's up to the individual to sort of, they may agree with you and then
Right.
they'll change, but they have to, it's sort of like self-acceptance. It's like trying, if it's like an intervention of someone's, they have to accept what's wrong with them. You can't just do what someone's telling you. Like, you need to go get help. You need to get help.
Because they're not going to want to. I always
they
say,
have to believe
don't
it.
date on potential. Don't date on what they could be.
Exactly.
Nobody changes unless they want to change. And so there's so many people who are in a relationship. They're like, well, I think he's going to get a job and he's going to start being nice to me and then we're going to get married. It's like, no. You should date with what you see right in front of you. And if they want to change, and then you see
Right.
them taking steps towards that change. But that's like one of the biggest mistakes that people make. We just did a show on this about deal breakers, about how people just should pay attention to, like, so many people, and a lot of women, I think men do it too, but women more than ever, like, I can change him. Like, I know that for me, he's a bad boy and I'm going to tame him. It's like, no. You're going to be wasting your whole life with this guy because everybody pretty much shows you who they are on the first date. Or
True.
third date. My mom says the issues you have in the third date
Yeah.
you have forever.
Well, first date's sort of like the presentation. You're not getting a true representation of who they are.
Exactly.
I think.
I'm totally not like this.
I like a girl actually who doesn't wear a ton of makeup because I feel like they're putting on the facade, and I really I always say I like to see what a girl looks like in the morning when she wakes up because
Right.
really that's the person you're waking up to every
Are you saying
day.
you wanted to wake up with me? No.
going-
I have a little
you're
makeup
gonna
on
go?
tonight, but no.
No, you look
Okay.
great. Like, you're not
Thanks.
overly done
I'm
up.
not? Okay,
No,
good.
you look great.
I didn't.
No.
I would have, but I didn't have time.
But
No.
to your point about people changing, the problem with that is if you're really in a long-term relationship is in time we all change.
Right.
And so even if you are truly in love with someone in the beginning and it is great, 10 years later,
Right.
people just evolve. That's just life.
Exactly.
And your needs may change and you may become different people. And so there's, I guess, inherent signals that you say, oh, I can change that, right?
Right.
Then, yeah, that's probably a bad sign if it's in the beginning. But
Exactly. But no,
you know-
expect someone in a long-term relationship to change. You hope you change and grow. We're always changing our entire lives.
yeah, we are.
But
We really
if
are.
you shouldn't date someone thinking like, oh, it's okay that he drinks too much now, or it's okay that
No.
he's mean to me in public,
Yeah,
or
no,
he
that's not good.
talks bad to his friend. That's not going to change. But yeah, you could expect and hope that if you're with someone for life or a partner, whatever you want, that you will grow and change together, and you'll have active communication, and you'll see them changing in like a positive way and
Yeah.
support it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an interesting conversation about relationships. I think as far as I don't know do you have a position like on marriage and those sorts of
position?
things?
I
Yeah,
mean, I
like
think
do you
it
believe in?
exists.
Some people don't believe in it anymore.
I've never wanted to get married. It's never been like a goal of mine or a focus. And it's funny because he was like, "You're gonna get married? What you're thinking?" I've never. So personally, I've never been focused on marriage.
Right.
I've never was a little girl picturing myself in like the wedding dress with the white picket fence ever. But I just, I thought, well, if I'm open, like I'm such an open, like if it happened, that'd be amazing. If I met someone, I thought,
Right.
oh wow, we should be married. But it was never like, I think I'd be disappointed if I didn't get married. And another position I have is that people probably shouldn't get married before they're 30.
I disagree.
Because really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why?
I
Did you
mean,
get married before you're 30?
Nothing beats being young, dumb, and in love. It is the most fun you can ever have.
Oh, really?
Oh, absolutely.
Were you dumb? Did you get married in your 20s?
Absolutely.
Oh, you did. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why. Okay, so how did it go?
It was fantastic. I was married for should I tell the truth? I
Yeah.
don't want people to know it's me though.
Well, like, so
they won't.
fake a few
I was
years.
no. Yeah, I was gonna say I was married for 14 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
for you.
Yeah, but we were together for like 19.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah, yeah.
amazing. I want to toast to that
I
because
know
that's a
it was,
major accomplishment.
It was actually
People always look at divorce
divorce is like failure. Or you got divorced? Assume?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah, I wouldn't.
and
That'd be
I
really
know
harmful.
she died. I don't want to like make assumptions,
No.
but I always assume that like people are like think of divorce as a failure. Here's my other
No.
position, and I'm like,
It's fantastic.
yeah, I'm like 19 years. Like that's really
It's a
impressive to
successful.
me.
We had by all intents and purposes, it was a success.
Yeah. Until it didn't work out, right?
Right.
So,
And actually, well, my belief, it's sort of like this. I look at it, I mean, obviously, I think I have an evolved way of thinking because most people take divorce very personally.
Right.
And it's rejection. And
Right.
it's, most of them are ugly. Both my ex and I came from very nasty divorces with our own parents.
Right.
So we were just sort of resolute, like, we're not going to go down that path. We get along very well. We're very good friends. But I think a marriage is neither a beginning nor an end of a relationship.
Right.
You meet someone, you start dating. It's going great. You fall in love, whatever. And then, oh, hey, we're going to live together. And that's another step in the relationship.
Right.
And oh, hey, I'm going to ask you to marry me. We're going to, now we're fiancés.
Right.
And then now we're married.
That's fun. See, that sounds fun. The fiance part.
It is. And then you're married, and the married part's fun. And then shit happens.
Right.
And sometimes it's better not to fight it. Or again, it's not a personal thing. I think, unless you're outwardly mean to someone, like you said, like sometimes life happens.
Yeah, and you do grow apart. No matter how I'm sure you tried, went to therapy, maybe I say
A little bit.
Yeah,
a little bit. It's more to it, but
it happened, right?
But
okay.
and obviously, I think when there's kids involved, there's more.
Steve
To
kids.
me, yeah,
Okay.
there's more of a reason to. I think, have a good
Absolutely,
connection,
right?
But obviously, most people don't when they get divorced. So for me, it's like, so we're no longer the married couple, but
Your family.
I still because that's it.
Yeah.
And the truth was, I mean, when I met her when I was in my early 20s, my mom was like, ill, and she really, she became my family. So,
Right.
and that's 100% it. She is my family, and she's the mother of my children, and she's a strong woman, and I got nothing but respect for her.
That's
so
great.
For like I said, for me, and I got to be single and 40 and have my shit together.
How fun is
And,
that?
I've had the most.
Right?
I've had the most fun the past 5 years.
That's
that
great.
I didn't have in my early 20s.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. So I've had fun all the way. No, I haven't.
I
worked
know.
a lot in my 20s. No, I still work.
I don't know how
now.
old you are, so I'm not going
Right.
to assume. I'm not supposed
Okay.
to ask.
But
I know I'm not
no,
supposed to ask.
but I been in long-term relationships.
What's the longest?
I'd say about 3 years. It's not that long compared to
Well,
you.
Again, I don't know how old you are, so I don't know
Right.
if you're in your 20s. If
Yeah,
you're in
I'm
your early
21,
30s.
actually.
Fantastic.
So yeah.
Where did your
it was from 16
fascination
to
with
19.
sex come from? That's what I want to
Oh,
know. Because
okay.
you were like, you're 24/7
Yeah.
fleshlight.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I like the fleshlight because I think how men think that they talk about toys all the time. They're not just for women. They're for
I know,
men.
but when did this start for
Okay,
you?
so this started for me. It's interesting how it happened. Is because my background is actually politics.
Okay.
Funny enough, I worked in politics in San Francisco. I moved there. I went to University of Michigan. I moved there after college.
Are you from Michigan?
I am from Michigan.
Bloomfield?
Yeah, close by. Yeah,
that's so
Birmingham,
fun.
Bloomfield. Do you know it?
Yeah.
Are you from there? Where are you
No,
from?
no. I have my ex's family.
Oh, okay. So you've been there.
I not once, not with her,
okay.
but I've been there once. But anyways,
So I'm from suburb of Detroit, and I grew up there. And then I went to University of Michigan, and I was studied psychology and politics. But I was really interested in political science. I was really interested in politics, and so I thought I moved to San Francisco after college because there's all these. I wanted to work for women, helping them get elected to office. Moved to San Francisco, worked in politics for a while, like 6-7 years, and then I sort of became disillusioned. I loved it, like I was helping women, but then I became disillusioned with it, sort of because it was all about money and. I didn't realize, at first I was really idealistic. I was like, I'm going to change the world.
Because this isn't about money.
No, this is about, but this for me, unfortunately, was about, so back up, is that my whole life I was like thinking I was never driven by money. I was all about, because my parents raised me, my mother told me never rely on a man to take care of you. And my father hated what he did. I think my parents are divorced too, but my dad was a
Ugly
lawyer.
divorce or good divorce?
Good divorce.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. But then my dad didn't love being a lawyer. And then I realized I was going to law school. I took the LSAT. And he's like, I don't like it. So I thought, okay, I can never rely on anyone else to take care of me. And so I better figure out what I love. So for me, my big passion in life, and I've always been I was like a straight A student. Like I worked really hard because I was like, I've got to find out what my passion is. So politics was my passion in college until it wasn't. And then, and then I read this book, Do What You Love, The Money Will Follow, after college. And I really, truly believed that. I thought, like, if I find my passion and I'm really good at it. And in politics, it did, but then I wasn't anymore because it was the whole thing. So then I decided one day to make a documentary film, which I'd never made a film, about Willie Brown, who was the mayor in San Francisco. So I'd never made a film, didn't know anything about it. And I whatever. I don't even know. I found someone who had a camera, and I started shooting this film, and I made a film, got into film festivals, and I didn't, it took me like 3 years, and edited it, shot it, directed it, the whole thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good. It's called See How They Run. You can get it on iTunes and Netflix.
Very cool. I'll check that out.
Yeah, it was on PBS.
I love documentaries.
Do you? Me too. So I was obsessed with documentaries. That's what happened. I started becoming really interested in film. So from there, I decided, okay, I did not like the producing as much. I didn't like I'm a good editor, but I loved interviewing people, and everyone talked to me because I'm pretty open. I'm like, okay, I love the journalistic side of it. What can I do for my next project that is something that obviously, when you do documentary or film or anything creative, you got to be like passionate about it. I was like, I've always been passionate about relationships, why they work, because I've never wanted to get married. So like why they work, why they fail.
And why do you think you never wanted to get married? Just to stop there,
well,
why do you think you never? Because your parents?
Yeah,
or?
My parents. Like I attended 4 of my parents' weddings before I was 25. Like they each got married 3 times.
Yeah.
My dad died when I was 19. Like I had a very tumultuous childhood. So
I bet mine was more tumultuous.
What?
I bet mine was more tumultuous.
We could have a tumultuous
I bet.
runoff here. What's it called?
I had a stepdad who walked around naked.
Oh, that's pretty
horrible.
bad.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Do you have a good body at least?
Oh, it was awful. He would yell at me in the nude. It was the worst.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Mine was abusive, but he wasn't naked. Thank God. Although I did walk in.
You haven't lived until you've been yelled at by your stepfather with his
naked
cock in your face.
That's terrible. No.
horrible.
Are they still married?
A veiny is a vein.
Ew, you'll never forget that.
How's that wine, Emily? Is it good?
I should drink more during the show.
Absolutely.
This is really good wine.
Is it good stuff?
It's really good.
I love that wine. I can't even taste it.
Do you want some?
I kind of do, but here's the deal, guys.
What?
I'm not paying attention to the show. I'm looking down, but like you guys should be awkward, and you're not. You're totally natural.
Oh,
and
good.
It's unbelievable. I feel awkward because I feel like the overbearing maitre d staring at both of you. So that's why I'm looking down. At my
Did you
phone
have
a
any
lot.
questions for
What's
us?
the soup?
No, we're having like a real date. This is for Rizzo.
I know a couple times you guys
Did you
forgot
say
the
Rizzo?
mics.
I am
did.
sorry, but I
Uh-oh.
say it ironically. I don't say it.
-1 meow bean.
That's even
I don't
worse.
say it. No, but I don't say it. Whatever. You don't know me. Don't judge me. Okay, so then,
You don't know me.
So then, parents, whatever. So I was like, I realized
No marriage. You want to do relationship
whatever,
stuff.
right? And I thought,
Right.
so I invited a bunch of friends over. So I thought I'll do a podcast.
I'm still
First
waiting to
year-
see how this gets to sex.
I'm telling you, I did a
waiting.
podcast. I thought I'm going to do something about sex and relationships tied in together. Like, how do you have good sex? Because those were all the things that confounded me. I thought,
Okay,
that
but wait, stop right there.
I
because
hadn't had the best sex of my life.
You had not.
I knew that I had not.
Okay.
I thought everyone else is talking about the best sex, and whenever someone would say to me, "Oh my God, it was the best sex," I'm like, "What do you mean?" Because I'm a questioner.
But don't you think they're full of shit?
Yes.
Because I ran into so many girls who they promote sexuality, but they are indeed not.
How do you know? Because you got them in bed and they sucked, or what?
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
And if they can't, a deal breaker for me is making out.
Right. If you can't kiss them, exact. Well,
You could
but
be the-
you can get better.
I'm not going to sit there and go. All
No,
right,
you're not
you
going to
need-
say right.
It's like that. It's a deal. It's a
It
deal.
can be a deal breaker,
Totally.
but that doesn't mean they're not great in bed if they couldn't kiss you. I don't think that's a good litmus
No,
test.
but as far as like a relationship, making out is so amazing.
No, it is. It's true. It's very important.
like-
But sometimes the first time you're with someone, you might be nervous. So, no. Okay, got
I
it.
think you
That's
either
your deal breaker. That's your deal breaker.
Now there's all this pressure of God forbid we make out.
God forbid. Date 2. But this is what I'm going to say is that just so I can finish my
Yeah,
thought,
I'm
which I don't
sorry.
often
I'm
do. No,
interrupting.
because then I want to get back to the kissing because I have a lot to say about that.
Oh, geez.
So I thought, combine my interest in relationships, which I think
You hadn't had good
affects
sex.
everybody. And then I thought to myself, I don't think I've had the best sex of my life. And everyone's talking, so I invited a bunch of friends over to my house.
No orgasm.
Gay, straight. I had orgasms. Gay, but not, gay, straight, married, divorced. And I said, I'm just going to interview you guys separately on a pod. I created a podcast. I called it Sex with Emily. It just came with that name. And I posted it on iTunes.
Right.
And it became very popular after a few months, probably because it had sex in the title. And then I got a live show on CBS Radio, and that's how it all happened. So when I started, I was not necessarily an expert. Everyone's like, but then I got a live show on CBS Radio. I started getting callers and questions, and then I interviewed hundreds of people. I read every sex book, and I got my doctorate last year. And I feel like, now, not 8 years later, I am an expert. But that's really where it started because I thought, you look at all these failed relationships, and there's many things that can go on, but a lot of times it's turned, and you see all the problems people have with sex in relationships. After a while, the sex wanes, you're together. And I just became really, and I think it's something that I get very bored easily. And I thought, this is going to keep me interested for life because it's so expansive. There's so many things to learn. And I still never run out of idea for the show.
But are you one of those people that feel like you got to keep it spicy in the bedroom and dress up in costumes?
No, see, the thing is,
and,
okay, well, I'm not going to
like-
tell you, but people expect that. So
So
Because I think people who try that hard have much bigger problems.
Yeah. Well, no, but I think the couples who have been together for a while might need to do that. But I'm not.
If they needed to keep the relationship going, then that's a bit like if they're inherently like, yeah, let's, if it's just sort of, I'm all about organically, things happening organically. I think when, it's like, we've got to try something. And it's like, well, because to me, those are just symptoms of a bigger problem that are happening underneath.
But sometimes people are together for a long time and they don't talk about their sex life. I've never been with someone where that happened, but many people are together for a long time and they don't talk about sex. So
absolutely.
They might need to do something to spice
my
it up.
sex was much better post.
Right. See? But why?
But here's the thing. I would never say it was bad.
No, but why wasn't it amazing? Because you had kids, you were busy.
I was so young probably and just
you shouldn't have gotten married before 30. I told you.
That's all right. I don't regret it.
Okay, no regret. I don't believe in regrets either.
I know.
But anyway, I thought, sex, what was I saying? So, yeah, I thought, no. Okay, so the number one question I get asked on a personal level is like, are guys like intimidated to date you, or do they expect? I'm like, yeah, they expect that they're going to go on a date with me. I'm going to have like a sex swing in my bedroom, and I'm going to have sex toys laid out, and I'm going to be no. I mean, honestly, I'm like a nice
that's the
girl.
image, at least.
Totally, and that's
so you can understand why they think that.
I know, but
it was weird because when we were texting each other before this all came down today, I didn't get that vibe. Like your persona, and I don't want to like ruin anything for your listeners, but like I was like, oh, she seems cool.
No,
and then it's like sex. So, I'm curious.
Oh, you mean like my Twitter and my
Yeah.
shows?
Oh, yeah. Do you have to pee or are you about to blow your G-spot?
Well, I'm educated. I'm educating
No, I get
people.
it. I'm trying to figure out who the real person is.
Right. So, Who is the real person? Will the real Emily please stand up?
Who is the real Emily?
I'm all about helping people have better sex. That's my professional thing. Help people have better sex and relationships and sex information.
Communication, I think, is the key to better sex, period.
I always say communication is a lubrication.
Sure, that's a good one. Communication is lubrication.
You hate what I'm saying, but it's true.
No. I think it's just a great catchphrase. No, you put that on a T-shirt.
I should write that down, Lauren.
Communication is lubrication.
No, but it's just true, and I think that couples who don't, and I think that couples need to communicate at the beginning if just what they want, their desires, like you said, even about the flowers, like. Talk about it. So the problems come in relationships where people like don't talk. They've been together 10 years. I'm like, well, do you know what? Because all I do is answer emails, questions, callers about how to help people with their sex life. It's like, well, have you ever talked about your? No, we've been together 20 years. You never talked about it. You don't know what turns her on. Do you know if she's had an orgasm? I mean, people like you can't believe how far they get in relationships. So I'm like, talk from the beginning. It's very hard.
Sex is so taboo in our society, and talking about it. I mean,
we're not trained to. We don't get like there's not like a class on how to talk about sex unless you listen to my podcast. But yeah, I think that I'm like a nice girl from the Midwest, really.
No, you seem very cool, actually.
But I'm not. But I do have a sex talk show, so that runs into some problems when people don't know me and they do think that I'm going to be this crazy sex girl. Yeah. And to be honest, I don't know. That's all I'm going to say.
It's not. I mean, I'm not. Look, I'm pretty open minded. So I come in. I think I have a reasonable expectation of people. I wasn't expecting to come in and be on the Dr. Susan Block show.
Did you think I was going to have a sex swing in here and have sex toys out ready to go?
No, you don't.
Did you think I was going to be wearing lingerie?
No, because I'm pretty aware, and so like if our you text like a normal, sensible person.
I am normal.
That's what I'm saying. So, but if your texts were like, "Oh, it's going to be great. We're going to pull out dildos and lubricant," and I'd be like, "I'm not going to."
The dildos are in my bag. I'm going to pull them out after. Is that
fantastic?
This is in 10 minutes.
Excellent.
Yeah,
but that was a couple weeks ago.
No, really?
Chad, yeah,
I do talk about sex toys a lot because I do think that a lot of women.
I think they're hot. I love. Yeah. I mean, that's.
Do you?
Oh my god,
Tell me.
My fetish. You want my?
Yes.
A woman masturbating is probably the hottest thing in the world.
Right?
Yeah, I don't watch porn with guys in it.
Emily's thinking you've come to the right place.
Oh my God. I always talk about mutual masturbation as like the hottest thing you can do, or just a guy watching a woman because A, it's hot, and B, you know exactly what she does turn her on, and then you can kind of repeat that. So
I've actually cut down on my amount of sex a lot now.
Why?
Because I did it so much after my divorce that
you were like
I kind of killed it.
Shop?
I kind of killed it, I think. And for
now
me,
you're just using the flashlight?
No.
Okay.
No, but I think there's a lot of other fun things to do besides I think intercourse is a very personal act.
Right.
And I think I obviously had my fun, but it lost something for me. And for me, if I'm with a woman, there's so many things you can do besides actual intercourse where you can get off. And for me, that I have just as much fun. I'm holding the sex closer to the vest now.
Right. That's good. It's good not just to like blow it all at once.
I was a bit slutty.
Were you?
Oh, absolutely.
Of course. After divorce.
Absolutely.
It's like a reaction to.
Oh, it was great.
Was it fun? So
Because I was a
nothing
really
serious.
awkward kid. I was a really awkward kid, so I wasn't like worldly experienced going into marriage. So,
Right.
Coming out of it, I had a whole different attitude about it, and
you probably weren't having the best sex while you were married for a while. You don't have to say that. You don't have to confirm or deny. But then you.
no,
went,
it was fine. It
Right,
was fine. It was
It's
just
fine. Whatever.
I was with the same person for a very long time,
Right.
and it wasn't.
Whatever. You had fun when you got divorced. So
I did.
I get it. So now, sex toys. What kind of sex toys do you like, or turns you on, or have you seen? Are you familiar with when women use them on themselves?
I have not experienced that much.
Oh, you've
A lot
never-
of girls are very self conscious about doing that in front of a guy.
I know, and they shouldn't be because I think
know.
it's kind of hot.
It is kinda hot.
I think that men. Yeah, I mean,
Like I said, I don't like watching pornography with guys. If I'm going to watch porn, it's either a girl by herself or with another woman. Because
Right.
watching a dude have sex is like, you feel like the weird guy in the room. Like, why
Yeah.
am I watching this guy pound this
Exactly.
girl?
That's me right now.
What? You like what?
I'm the
What's-
weird guy in the room.
you are the
I'm
weird
watching
guy.
a
You're
date,
like our
guys.
third
But
date.
we're
I
not
know.
having- we're
How
not
do you
doing-
feel, Anderson? What's your commentary so
Is
far?
it weird?
Hey, Steve-O once said, and I totally agree with him here.
Who?
Steve-O.
Oh,
from
Steve-O
Jackass.
from Jackass. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
because he's worldly. in his-
He is. Everyone knows Steve-O.
Yes,
bet- no, I know who he
We're
is.
going to write this down. Yeah.
He
What does
said that
Steve-O
watching
say?
porn without dudes and dick is like watching skateboard ramps without skateboarders on them. It's weird.
There's something for everyone.
I agree.
I mean, I think that a lot of men have that like one dick theory, like they want to be the only dick in the room.
Yeah.
But then some men like watching lesbian porn. It's something for everyone, I think. But
Yeah.
I
was lesbian porn when I was a lot younger, and it's just sort of evolved. And like, I'll just watch a girl masturbate. That's
right.
not-
Which sites do you watch? Listen to? Watch. You don't tell me.
Watch.
Or
No,
listen.
I mean, well, what's great now? It's killed the whole porn business. It's just all these free websites now. So like,
I know it's all free.
I'll give a plug to nudevista.com.
Nude Vista. Okay, let's get them in
I don't
as
know.
an
They
advertiser.
they list
Ever heard of-
everything.
Is that like a tube channel?
Yeah, it's just one where they like list every porn
Hey, if you
imaginable.
like- I came across one. A friend of mine
Yeah.
sent me this horrible email, which I opened by mistake, and that's how I found out about it. And I've never went back. But there's one called
Sure.
Beautiful Agony.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
Were you
Beautiful
gonna say
agony.
Beautiful Agony?
I was just now.
What
Women
is
are
it?
masturbating. You just
getting a
see their
divorce.
faces. Why?
Oh,
Because you and I.
You just see their faces and they're masturbating.
Oh, I think I've seen
Kinda
one of those
creepy,
ones.
but
That's been around
sometimes
for a
it's kinda
long
great.
time.
Yeah.
Someone gave me their free password once.
There's nothing beats
hot.
watching a girl have an orgasm.
Yeah, it's
A
true.
couple weeks ago, I've been trying to say this, and I keep
I
butting
know.
into the wrong spot.
Yeah,
but-
maitre d'.
I'm sorry. Would
It's
you
like-
would you like any more wine? Emily,
I'm
is the
good.
wine good?
It's really good.
It's really good.
yeah. Do you think it's good?
Yeah, I do.
Emily, you like
It's
the
tasty.
wine?
I like
or is
the
it bad
wine.
Okay.
It's great wine.
Redwood Creek.
Queek. Yeah.
Redwood
you guys are
Creek.
drinking. You guys are drinking. A couple weeks ago,
Redwood
Emily had a
Creek.
guest in here who was like the sex toy expert, and they were like literally fencing in there with sex toys. There was sex toys.
So I do
galore.
that. I have a lot of sex.
You
My
fence-
entire garage is filled with sex toys. I
What's
have
your
to say.
favorite?
I would say
That egg
it
shape on the
depends.
end where it curves up and hits your G spot. So
There's
you
a
can
million
squirt.
of those. G-spot vibrators, you mean?
Oh.
I'm more into, yes, I do like some, like the G-Key by Jeju is a popular one. But I like G-spot. I like, there's a lot of great G-spot vibrators. But if you go to sexwithemily.com/goodvibes, you can see the store of all my favorite toys. But right now, I like clitoral vibrators because the problem is a lot of women do not get enough clitoral stimulation during intercourse because the man's penis is nowhere hitting her.
Well, the guy's not spending enough time beforehand.
That's
then.
true. He needs to warm her up with foreplay.
It's such
but
a fine
guys don't do
line.
that.
But if
What?
you do too, it's tricky because, and again, a girl that communicates is really important because
Right.
you can spend time in that area.
And she's like, you're doing nothing.
or you're doing too much or too hard. You got to lighten up. Like you really,
I know.
I've learned so much about like. I'm I'm good with my hands, is what I'm told.
Oh,
so
good.
I spent a lot of time working on that.
That's
and
good. That's a good skill.
Yeah. And but that said, it's like when you're a guy and you're just like, well, I'll just rub it, and sometimes it's too much.
Right.
So-
Every woman is different. Like snowflakes.
Yeah.
Like you put 100 women in a room and they're all going to be like touching themselves differently. And it's hard because nothing's the same. So guys are like, well, my last girlfriend always had an orgasm, you know. So I like the Leia vibrator, L-A-Y-A, Leia. It's a good clitoral one. And then for G-spot vibrators, I like it's called the G-Key. How do I even spell it? It's like G-I-K-I.
But do you use
Some website.
both at the same time, or
I mean, it depends. Or, you know, I don't know. I'm not busy. Like, honestly, I have a garage full of vibrators. And I told my assistant, I'm like, because I do sex toy reviews. I mean, I don't actually do them live, like intern sex toy review day, but I'm like,
that's
you
what
have to
your
schedule
interns
time.
do?
Yeah, they
Your
love it.
interns review vibrators.
It's a great job.
That's an
They get free
amazing
toys.
job.
And I'm like, can you just schedule, like, I'm kidding, but I'm like, I need to have, like, masturbation time on my schedule because I'm so busy, which is ironic. You think I would do all the time because I have so many toys. But I have a store sexwithemily.com/good vibes where you can see all my favorite things.
Right.
But I like all different fun, I just think it's fun to mix it up,
Well, is it different for you if you're doing like a quick sesh versus a real sesh?
Like a real sex, like a intercourse?
No,
sex with them?
no masturbation. Like there's like, I got to just get off really quick.
Oh, yeah,
versus
the magic
light
wand.
some candles and what the Hitachi.
Yeah, it's not called Hitachi anymore, but it is the magic wand.
The massager. That's what I love about Brookstone. You go into Brookstone and see all those
I know.
massagers. Like that's not for your neck.
Exactly. No, the Hitachi's like the 2-minute orgasm. It's like I
that's
got 2
a quick.
minutes. But like, yeah, exactly. That.
But do you ever
plugs into the
plan
wall.
like a long, like I'm going to sit here for about 20,
and
30 hours?
Yes, I think that all women should do that because the
And
biggest
men.
and men.
Absolutely.
Right, with the flashlight. But
No,
I think
I'm
that
not-
I'm kidding. I'm not going to force the flashlight on you. But
You
I think
really-
that, I'm not. I think that a lot of women, the problem sexually,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel bad for men. Honestly, if I was a man and I had to figure out the vagina, which I think is like the Rubik's cube of life, it would be really hard because there's so. Not that the penis are all different, but it's complex. Like it's different women need, and I think the problem is though is that men are raised to believe that like I got to figure this out and give her an orgasm, whereas I think
You think that?
that women
You don't think men are more selfish in bed?
they are, but then eventually maybe they. Yes, I do think some men are selfish, but there are some men.
Like I don't have fun unless she's having fun, and
Right.
that's a deal killer. Like if a girl's like just finish, and
Yeah,
it's just like no,
you're like I'm out. Right, but
I
there's a
don't
lot
wanna
of men who
fucking do
aren't
it
like
that
you,
way.
and there's a lot of men who are like I don't give a shit what happened to you.
Yeah.
But I think the problem is that a lot of women expect that the man's going to know, but they don't spend that time figuring out their own bodies because they think the guy's going to know, but he's not going to know unless you know. So women have to spend more time masturbate, like figuring out what makes them feel good.
Absolutely.
Like they could have erogenous zones they never even dreamed existed, and they didn't spend the time figuring out their own body. So I think
Absolutely.
it's important for women to do that, take that time. So yes,
We're talking a lot about sex.
it's a sex at that
I know,
show.
I know. It's
But-
not. But if we were on a real date, would we be talking about sex?
No,
all
I
the
actually
time?
always tell people that you shouldn't talk about sex
That's
on the
what I'm
first date.
saying.
However, I can't escape it because
No,
that's
of
what I do
course.
for a living.
No, I
Unless
get
I
it.
try to hide what I do, which I can't. It's hard because they Google me or something happens.
Yeah. I mean, look, we're on a sex talk show, so
Exactly.
it's not like I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe you talked about sex.
No,
all
right?
the
You're not
time.
going to judge me
Like,
for this.
No.
Because normally I wouldn't. Like normally, in fact, I prefer if people don't know what I do for a living. That's why I said, remember you messaged me? You're like, I knew you looked familiar to me. Misadvised. I was like, because I'm like, there he goes. He thinks sex with Emily. Like I don't
Right.
like that people see me as sex with Emily
Sex.
before. What?
What's the douchiest thing a date's ever said to you after finding out that you're sex with Emily?
The dude. God,
I bet
there's
you.
so much-
I bet you could guess that.
you better
I
be
bet there's
good.
like a bunch of douchey things.
Oh.
I think the obvious one is, I mean, you want to do some homework tonight, or you want
Yeah. You better be good in bed or something. I don't know one guy, but that was on the show. I don't know, like just like, or they're super interested all of a sudden.
You know what? That should be your
Or they
next
think I'm
book.
a
Is
slut.
douchiest douches, and just like stories about like bad dates. Not that this is one. This is a good one.
Douchebag.
This
Agree.
is the first bad date. No, just kidding.
Wow.
I was a joke.
That's
I'm
just a
kidding.
wine
humor,
talking
humor,
chat.
humor. I'm funny.
That's me hitting
no,
my head
no,
against the
but I
microphone.
think the douchey things are just like no. I just think the guys all of a sudden become really
I think
interested.
the douchiest thing is like Lauren looking at shirtless guys.
No, she's 22. She just moved here. Cute guys. She's just a cute guy. That's what she likes. She's wonderful.
With
I
abs,
can't speak.
they have 6-pack
I
abs.
said to her, she's a trainer. She liked that. I talked her out of it. Didn't I, Lauren? You didn't. She's shaking her head. I'm like, really? This guy's not even asking about you. And he's got his shirt off. Like, this is not your guy. But I'm also, I can't tell her what she wants
It could
to
be
do.
Mr. Right Now.
Right. You can sleep with him tonight. And as long as you're on time tomorrow to work, I don't care what you do. But the douchiest thing, I just think that, they probably don't say it to me, but they're thinking, so sometimes it's gotten to the point
get
where
it.
they're like, oh, do they only want to date me because
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
sex with Emily? Is she really good in bed? Is she not? Whatever. So
No, I
is
get
she
it.
going to have crazy sex stuff going on in her house, like a dungeon, which I don't have. FYI.
Show's over.
Show's over, no dungeon, but I do.
I did
now.
take a tour of a dungeon once.
You did? How
Yeah,
was it?
it was
Hot or
awesome.
no?
It was in San Francisco.
Of course.
It was amazing. It's and
Kink,
again, that's-
kink.com.
no, what was it called? I can't remember.
I used to live there.
I met this.
Oh, you
girl-
know that.
I met this
sorta.
girl,
Right? She took
and-
you to a dungeon?
and it just I tend to do this thing where I really sort of build like I like the dialogue with women. So it's not just about like I just like to get to know people. And I was up there and I knew that she was a dominatrix or I think that's
Was it a date?
No, we just sort of met up for like a drink. But then she's like, "You want to tour the dungeon?" I was like, "Yeah."
Right,
But I
of
don't
course.
really have interest in doing, and I don't.
Right, but you want to see it, like,
And I got a whole
intellectually.
tour. It was fantastic. It was like here was like the sort of church themed room, and then I remember we were walking by a bathroom, and And I was like, oh, this is the bathroom. And she's like, yeah, that's where we pee and shit on people. And she pointed at the bathtub,
Right,
and I
they
was
do
like,
all that.
that's horrible. This is
The
bad.
dominatrix, no, they do. Like, I know a lot. They make good money, and they don't even
Yeah.
have to have sex. They just have to, like, do crazy shit to men.
They never have sex, it seems like. It's just about, guys like getting
legal.
stuff rammed up them, and,
Right.
they like being sort of embarrassed or ridiculed.
Exactly.
And it was
There's
very
all that-
intriguing, but that's been my whole sort of post. Like, I just like
Sounds
the
like you had a
experience.
good time.
I just like the experience of it all. I really
but
do.
I
That's
know.
why I'm
What's your
sitting
safe
here.
Well,
What's
that's
that?
what.
What was your safe word that
Oh,
you came up with?
I said I didn't do anything.
No, you
I
just
was
was
a
into
tour,
it.
man.
Tried to catch
But
it.
see, this is why this is why I think that sex is so interesting to me. And so what I said is, what I didn't finish my story was that my whole life was about, like, what's my passion? What's my purpose? How can I change the world? And the
Right.
first time I did my show, I thought I finally, like, I thought it was politics, I thought it was film, and I was like, this is it. Because I knew that I enjoyed hearing people's stories. And that it would infinitely, there's nobody, people are like, who are your audience? I'm like, who isn't my audience? Like,
Right.
who doesn't either have too much sex, not enough, they don't want it, whatever it is. It's something that touches everyone. And I'm learning, and everyone else is learning, and I think we all learn from each other. So to me, I think it's something that's just interesting. Like, it's expansive. And
Right.
people are so limited, I think, in their sex life. They keep doing the same things over and over again. And I think it's good to, like, I'm not talking about doing crazy stuff, but just keep, your sexuality can be so expansive. There's like so many cool things that you could experience or feel that you don't even know because you're used to doing everything the same way. And it's just, not even that, just, that, and just that when sex dies in a relationship, people think, there's a lot of people who just kind of write it off, like, it's okay, we're friends, whatever. But it's really is the glue a lot of times. It doesn't have to be the most important thing. But if you stop having sex, there's a problem. Like, if you, like, years go by and you're like, well, we're friends, I get it for the
Well,
kids.
years go by. Wow.
Or people,
Even
they're
months.
like,
I mean, definitely
but
months,
you're
I
not
believe.
attracted anymore, and you don't even want to have it, but you tried, and too much time went past. I think that then you're roommates,
Yeah, no, absolutely.
and that we all need. I mean, unless you are not someone who's interested in sex, it's important.
It's tough. It's hard. I mean, marriage is.
I
again,
know.
it's not-
I congratulate you for your 19-year commitment.
It was fantastic.
I'm sure.
It was.
Sounds wonderful.
But, it's a hard thing to sustain, and I think that our grandparents got married for different reasons, and our parents got
Right.
my parents were the first generation to get divorced, and then
Right.
they were disasters at that. And
So they had a bad divorce.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was
How did it
horrible.
affect? It was like, how old were you?
I was 6.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it was-
rough.
it
Where
was-
did you grow up? You allowed to say or no? You'll tell me after.
I'll
later.
say after.
Okay,
It just
got
doesn't
it.
matter.
That's tough.
It was horrible. Yeah. But I don't know, like, but it's weird to see people who get married now and it ends in divorce and it gets really nasty.
Right.
And again, because people take things personally.
Right, exactly. They do.
So-
They take it personally. That yeah, I know. And I feel like for people, hopefully you hand it well. Especially with children, like, you never want to be that couple who's like, trashing your partner.
No, absolutely not.
But also it is very hard on children. But I also think that, I was going to say is that marriage, I just think it's great that you I don't look at it as a failure, like I said.
No,
Or
I don't.
I don't look at a lot of things like
I'm very proud of my
relationships.
marriage,
Right,
actually.
like it sounds
I did
amazing.
that.
You did
and I did it
You
right,
got
and I don't
married.
know if I'll ever do it again.
Exactly, but like you had kids and you did the thing, and so it doesn't work. It doesn't mean that like your life is that people just beat themselves up, I think.
No, they
When
do.
the best thing to do from any kind of thing that you might perceive as a failure is, how can I learn from this?
Yeah.
What have I learned about myself? There's so many people who go through breakups and they blame their partner and they never look at themselves.
Right.
And I think it's such a great time for growth and to learning about yourself when you go through that.
But that said, too, I would say that as much fun as I've had in the last 5 years, and it's actually literally coming up on the 5 years of when everything went to shit, that I've been thrown sort of in a real tailspin relationship-wise, figuring out what do I want?
Right.
Would I want to be married again? I don't, there's so many external factors that have contributed to who I am now, but it's hard. In some ways, I'm very lost in the relationship front. It's
Right.
like I've met some really great women who I just couldn't go more than, I think the longest relationship I've had in the last 5 years has been a month or two.
Wow. Okay. And then do you end it or they end it or both?
Here's the thing, like, I don't fuck around. Like,
You can tell. Like, game over.
I don't get people who stay together for 6 months and then break up. It's
Right.
like, don't you sort of, if your eyes are open, I feel like
Most people's eyes aren't open, though. A lot of people have to create fantasies about something. I'm going to change them, whatever. So you end it.
But that said, you can also be very self-defeating. So it, where
So you've had
where does
month-long relationships in the last 5
Month
years. So
and-
now
month or
the
two.
pendulum has swung. You're like, okay, I did that, and now you're like, okay, maybe I want something more sustainable.
But then it's also, you have to look internally. Well, what kind of people am I attracting?
Right.
And again, people who love to complain about, I can't meet the right girl, I can't meet the right guy. they want to blame everyone else. It's like you kind of have to look at why you're attracting that kind of person.
Right. I always tell people to do that lesson. If you keep dating the same person over and over again, you are the common denominator, not them.
Right.
Look at yourself.
Or if you're going to bars, or it all depends on how you're spending your days.
Exactly.
And so, but all that said, so, I feel like I've met some better people lately, but it's, again, I've been through so much.
Right.
It's and life's so short, and I love just enjoying every minute. So I don't know. It's hard because I'm alone sometimes, and it's sad. And
do you get lonely?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, and there were days, especially getting used to being, when you're with someone,
Nothing. Go ahead.
When you're with someone for as long as I was with someone, it was once you're suddenly alone, there's a whole
for sure.
There's a whole detangling process that really messes you up.
I mean, it's like you're wiring. You're like, this is just not. Yeah, and you probably have your kids half time or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
How old are your kids?
My daughter's 15. Okay.
You have to get into it?
Well, it's going to really bring. We're going to.
You don't have to say it.
No, I'm going to say it, but we're not going to spend time talking about it because this really isn't the show.
Okay.
I actually lost one of my children.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but we don't have to talk about that anymore.
Okay.
But yeah, so that had nothing to do with the divorce or anything. But but again, it all plays into who I am
for sure.
and what I'm doing. And no, don't please.
No,
it's not. This isn't the death and dying show.
Right.
So
you've been through a lot.
Absolutely.
And you've been through a date live on the air.
I know. Is the show over?
Yeah. I think we got to wrap up.
Wrap it up.
We got another show going here. But thank you so much, Chad, for being on the show with me. I hope you had a good date. What do you think? Was it fun?
It was great. Sadly, I left on such a low note.
No, that's okay. You're
and
great.
then I lost a child. Dun, 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 dun.
So anyway, Anderson, thank you for being here as my bodyguard, just in case he was a crazy person. But he's not crazy. He's really sweet. And everyone should check out Anderson's podcast. Where can they find it?
I always forget. The Film Vault.
The Film Vault is a killer podcast.
It is. This week we're doing top 5 actors that died too young. So once again, low note. Sorry, guys. But this French music is making it nice date music.
That's so date. It's so romantic. It is romantic with my Emily and Tony. These are my candles. This is these are my candle line.
It smells good. Massage candles. So this is turned into massage oil?
Yeah, so if you blow it out and you pour it on your skin, it makes your skin really soft, or you could give a massage, but it's like not sticky or
Massage my wife's butt with it this weekend.
He massages butt with it.
Hey guys, before we end the show here, can I get highlights and lowlights of the date?
Oh, okay.
Are you guys comfortable with that?
There's a lowlights? Oh.
There could be.
Probably me talking about the loss of a child.
No, I think that's really raw and honest. I wouldn't say that. I thought it was good. I thought we connected really well. We had good connection.
I think Chad's low light was when you turned and yelled at me and you got really mad at me. That part of this podcast I'm going to cut out.
Okay, I can't remember.
Put off by that a little.
But
I think I just talked too much and talked over Emily.
No, you didn't. I think it's good. I don't have any lowlights except for, let me think. I can't think right now. Can we do it next
My
week?
highlight is Lauren looking at a guy with hot abs on Tinder.
So your highlight was my assistant. Do you want her number?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, absolutely not.
That's cool. She's hot. She is. She's sweet.
Are we going to get a drink? Are we going to do that?
Do you want to get a drink after?
Yeah, absolutely.
More drinks? Okay, we're going to get a drink. So I'll fill you in next week. Okay, everyone. Thanks, Anderson. And thank you, Lauren, for being a wonderful assistant. And thanks, everyone, for listening. Oh, follow me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, Sex with Emily. Thanks so much for listening to Sex with Emily. Was it good for you? Email me, feedback@sexwithemily.com. Sex toys aren't just for women. Go to sexwithemily.com/fleshlight to discover the best sex toys for men. The Fleshlight. A lot of guys say it feels even better than sex, and it helps build stamina, meaning you'll last longer in bed. Go to sexwithemily.com/fleshlight to see my Fleshlight recommendations and get one tonight.
Perhaps play a little game called Just a Tip. Just for a second, just to see how it feels.
Hey, this is Jordan Harbinger, host of the Art of Charm podcast, the #1 dating and relationship advice podcast in iTunes.
I'm Emily Morse, host of the Sex with Emily podcast, the #1 sex and relationship podcast on iTunes and at sexwithemily.com. And this is Just the Tip.
All right, Emily, boobs. What's the deal? A lot of girls want one thing. A lot of girls want something totally different. Are there guidelines? I feel like sometimes I'm lost when I get a new pair.
When you get a new pair of breasts, you don't know what to do about them. Well, here's the thing. Every woman is different. Some women love their breast touch. They want to have them to be lavish with attention. In fact, a nipple orgasm, second most popular orgasm there is on the planet. However, some women, they don't want to touch at all. For women.
Okay.
So the deal is, yeah, exactly. It's for women. But I think with every new sexual act, every new pair of boobs you run into, you got to start slowly. Because you don't know what kind of pressure she likes. So you can start, like, rubbing her nipples very tenderly, gently. Start gentle and see how she reacts.
cup her breasts. You don't want to, like, you know, rip them out. You don't want to, like, knead them
Really?
first.
You don't want to rip the boobs out?
No, you want to lightly graze your fingertip around the breast, and then you might decide if she's cool with that. Then you move on to some light tugging and other nipple manipulations. Who knows? You might have nipple clamps by the end of the night.
I'm just thinking like Jack the Ripper mode. Like, you don't want to rip the breasts out. Oh, that's what I've been doing wrong.
Exactly, dude. That's why you didn't get a second date.
Right.
No, but it's all about paying attention to how she is reacting. So if she's moaning when you're ripping her boobs, then you're on the right track.
You're on the right track.
If she's leaving the house, running out the door, not so much.
Right. Got it. Excellent.
So look for her verbal cues, size, faster, sharper intake of breath. Look at her body language. And you don't have to be a mind reader, but a body reader could score you major points.
Excellent. If you guys want to learn more from The Art of Charm about dating, relationships, and even networking for business, visit us at theartofcharmpodcast.com or check us out on iTunes and follow me on Twitter at The Art of Charm.
And check out the Sex with Emily podcast at sexwithemily.com and on iTunes if you want to have the best sex of your life, that is. Also, follow me on Twitter at Sex with Emily.